and welcome to AuntDi's Craft Room, and I'm AuntDi. Today's craft, we are going to use the Infusible ink sheets. I haven't used these yet, so this is going to be my first time doing it, and I am going to place a two-colored saying onto, or image, decal font, image and font, onto a Cricut wine bag. So stay tuned. We'll first hop on over to the computer and I'll quickly show you what I did, because you've got to do two steps with this stuff. It's not like when you use your iron-on vinyl where you can layer. You cannot layer. So you're going to have to do a lot of cutting out or knocking out and putting the pieces together so you can do it all in one. So let's go over to the computer. I will talk more about that. Then we'll cut this baby out and get it ironed on. Bye. Just make sure so you can see what I did. Was when I offset it, the word wine, I made sure that I also cut out the pink. Because when you do the infusible ink, we cannot layer things. We have to piece things together like a puzzle. So I'm going to go over and we are going to make this. You are going to want to remember to flip everything, just like so. And let's click on Make It. Look for my maker. I've got it plugged in, so I'm going to go this way with it. It's asking me what I'm going to be using, so I've got to go in here so I can find Infusible ink. There we go. So it's on under Iron-On Infusible ink sheet transfers. Let's click that, click Done. Once you do that, it's reminding you to make sure you got your mirror on, which we do. It's telling you to make sure that you got your fine point blade, and it even tells you that the material is inked side up. So I'm going to go load my machine and switch to my other camera. Okay, so let me just move some stuff out of the way here. And the first one we're going to do is the black. Now this stuff can be a little fun to get into. It is perforated up here, so we're just going to try to get that going. By pulling that off. Pulling that off. There. Now, as you can see, when you open this stuff, it's in a black bag. It's because it's recommended that you keep this out of the light and away from moisture. So I actually keep all mine in their packaging, and then, or the box, because I can't put it back in the bag, it's too hard. And then I put it in a box. So don't panic when you open this and it looks pretty brown. I know. That's okay. This is what you're going to use in place of parchment paper. So it's your, or butcher paper. And you've got two sheets of this. So make sure you only grab one. Now what we're going to do is we're going to get it on our mat, and it goes paper side up. So transfer down, paper up, because it's going to do the kiss cut. Now just make sure you get it getting down. You know what's coming next, my butter. So we're just going to give it a good go down, like so. And I'm going to pop it into my machine like so, and click the flashing light and let's go. Okay, so I've got the black cut and I just gave myself a heart attack because I opened up the mint and it came out looking like that. So yeah, so this is going to be interesting to see the color change on this one for sure. So let me get this one and add it to the mat and cut, and I'll be right back. So now that I've got this all cut out, one thing they say is when you go to weed, you need to sort of crack it. See? I don't know if you can hear that. Because it feels almost like, it feels very paper. Paper is exactly what it feels like. So you just want to sort of crack your lines, which would make it easier to weed. So I'm just going to quickly go around and do that. And then really just separate the two layers. There we go. Make sure you have all the layers there, because you see it can separate again, the paper. So just make sure you have all those layers pulled back. And then we're just going to, and then I'm saying a lot, we're going to carefully pull it off, the part we don't want, which is the non-word. Make sure you've got all the layers picked up. So if it's leaving behind sort of a papery layer, that means you didn't get it all. It should be clear. And that is our first one weeded. So I'm going to do this one. The same way. And all those pieces just pop right out of there when I can. Getting it all loosened up. Go back and forth, especially around the little pieces. So you didn't pop any more of them up like that. And now you're going to go around and carefully remove the paper. So let's make sure we get all of it away from the transfer. So if it looks like this, see if I can make it do it. Of course, it's not going to happen now that I want it to. There we go. If when you're pulling back, you're leaving back paper like that, that means you don't have all the layer of the ink paper. It means you got to go and you got to still separate more because it should be clear. So let's just start working on removing as much of the paper as we can from this lot before we have to go in there and nitpick and get all the little pieces. Just give it a little cut and go back that area later. Or like paper, rip it. Surprising that this does, or is going to do, hopefully, what it says, when it feels like so much like paper. Yeah. Okay, so now I'm just going to go back in here and clean up the in-between spots. Try to crack it and clean it. There we go. Excuse me. See what I'm doing? I'm just sort of getting my finger there, pulling it back a bit until I can pop it off. And with the word wine, make sure that you get to keep the centerpieces in there of the letters, because we need it, of the E there. See, that one left a little tiny bit of this residue behind. Just go in there and get it pulled out of there. There we go. And I keep wanting to go back to my pick because I'm not used to being able to weed like this the whole way through. Usually how I get with heat transfer vinyl, but this is strange. So just be careful that your pieces that you want to stay on the transfer page. Now this one's going to be fun. When it's small like this, just go slow. Actually, that's what I'm going to do. You're going to see me do it a different way, I think. Yeah, I'm going to pull the piece I'm keeping off, just because the pieces are so little. And then I'm going to, and of course it was just here, I'm going to get my scraper, and I'm just going to give those a push off, because I don't want them. Just make sure that they're not there anymore. Perfect. Check this now that's not on the page. It'll be a bit easier to pop them off. Careful not to rip them because that's really, really fine. And plus I had a couple here of the circle ones that I wanted to poke the paper out. Oops, I pulled him right off. See what I mean? Very fine. You definitely want to be careful if you end up choosing the same image that I used. But I'm amazed that it cut it like it did. I'll show you as soon as I get it all picked out here. Almost done. Okay. Excuse me. So one thing is recommended. Let me just put this piece back where I approximately want it. If I look well enough, I can almost get it exact. Finding. Yeah, it's going to be close. Okay. We'll just push that back down. So, what you're going to do is you're going to take your word wine and you're literally going to take it off of here, off of its backing, very carefully, and you're going to apply it to the backing of the other one, piecing it where you want it. Like so. And do that for all the letters of the word wine. So there's the circle. There's the I. It's like putting a puzzle together. And do the E first. And I'm going to do the N. Okay, so that's all pieced together. And I'm going to now go and trim fairly close to my image of the transfer paper without cutting your image. Remove as much excess as you can, or at least feel comfortable doing. Okay, I'm going to put that out of the way. I'm going to clean up this mess. I'm going to grab my easy press, which I guess I should have already done, so we can get the baby heated up. Let me go get it. This bag was the best $19, well, $19.99 American that I ever spent. And I think they still have them, and at that price. So you should check it out. So I'm going to get mine out. Mine is the smaller. I don't think they even carry it anymore. This is, I think it's the 6x7. So let's plug her in. Excuse my reach. We're going to turn it on. And do you remember the temperature? Because I don't. I've hopped back online this time because I want to double check my temperature. So let me just find where I have it. You're going to get, Cricut has what's called an Easy Press Interactive Quick Reference Guide. Mouthful. So we're going to go over there, and you just use the drop-down menu to select what you're doing. I should have given it a few extra minutes to warm up. We're going to be using the Easy Press 2. We're going to use Infusible sheets, and it's going to be done on the wine bag. And yes, I've got the Easy Press mat. It's always best to have that. And it tells us that we need to set our Easy Press at 385 degrees Fahrenheit, light pressure, which is fine because I won't be touching it, and we're doing it for 30 seconds, 60 seconds. You also need to preheat for 15. So let's get going. 385 it wants. So we want temperature and take it up to 385. And we're going to let it heat up as I get everything ready that we need to do. First, I need my mat. The mat is awesome because it's a heat conductor. Is how you can look at it. It helps to conduct the heat from both sides. Here is the Cricut wine bag. Now, because it's got 2 layers, I don't know what it's going to be like to take with the ink going all the way through the other side. I don't want to take a chance of that. So I'm going to line mine with a piece of, this is just the paper that comes with the ink sheets. You can also use just a hunk or a piece of parchment paper. So I'm going to just slip that inside. Just to make me feel better that it is going to be secure and not transfer over. Now, I'm going to check it and make sure that there's nothing stuck to it on the side that you're going to be transferring, or it might transfer with it. Oops, I just lost my picture. That's okay, I'll go pick them up in a second. This finicky little thing. Just want to make sure there's no dog hair on it. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is straighten that wine glass. Inch Cricut. That's fine. First, we need to warm up our bag for 15 seconds. So just take your heat press, put it where you're going to put it, set the timer, $15, and go. Always return to the base, always. So now that it's pre-warmed, we are going to carefully, that one just doesn't seem to be in there quite as nice as I'd like. Make sure everything's in. Lay it where it's going to go. Put it down. Get one of your sheets for transferring. Lay it over top. I'm just going to cover it like that. I'm going to put it down. Well, let's set the timer first for 60 seconds. And like I said, the interactive guide says light pressure, so I'm not even going to touch it. And it's there somewhere. Find where you put your design. There it is. Put it on top. Push go. Don't touch. Just gonna go lift it. Lift this part. And okay, I think it needs a bit more time. My eye moved. That sucks. So I'm going to give it a bit more time. And things are sliding on me. Let's give it and maybe it is because I didn't put any pressure. So let's put some pressure on it while we're doing the last little bit. See what happens. So I am just pushing down lightly with my hands. Now, it did mess up on me a little bit, but once again, that was my error. Let me just try to find what I just did with that pick I had earlier, where I tossed it. There it is. Because some of my thing moved, but this is cool. Not only is this the first time I've ever done anything with the Infusible ink sheets, it's also the first time I've layered it into 2 colors. And that's how you do that. So now what I'm doing is I'm dropping the heat back down 330. Oops. Temperature drop. And let that drop down because I'm going to put my girlfriend's name on the opposite side. I'm going to drop this off to her place just to let her know that I still love her and I'm thinking of her. So I'm going to put her name on this side. And I wanted it glittery because she's like me and she likes glitter. So this time I'm using just the iron-on glitter vinyl. Looking forward to my next video, which is going to be iron-on glow-in-the-dark for my grandsons. So we're still just waiting. It's at 336 now, so it's almost dropped down. And now it has I'm not going to preheat it because of the ink below. I'm also going to put a page underneath so I can protect my, I should have probably done this one first. And this one's for 30 seconds. So let's just sort of make sure you got it where you want it. And like that. You don't really need to put that there, but I'm going to. And I'm going to put it on. I'm going to set my timer. This way it gives it a couple of extra seconds. And then I'm going to press go. But yeah, the vinyl menagerie, it's actually got some pretty cool stuff. I've used some of it already, but this is a specialty vinyl, so I'm looking forward to doing this one. And of course, what boy doesn't like glow in the dark? Heck, what person doesn't like glow in the dark? So I'm going to do that for them, and I think they'll enjoy it. So I'm just going to leave that there for a second or two. I'm going to lift it, see how things look. Oh yeah. And I want to give that just a little bit more. So I'm just going to press right on top. I'm not going to do the whole 30 seconds, probably maybe 15. Oh yeah, now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to give that a little bit of a push down. A little cheat. Instead of just pushing down on the easy press, I'm going to push it down now. And I don't think we're going to need the press anymore. So I'm going to turn the press off, unplug it. I've got children, little children. Excuse my arms. I'm not 100% sure. Let's make sure it didn't ruin my other side. No. Let's see. It's a good thing I did put that down because there's a bit of a ghost there. So let's see if I can peel this. Oh yeah. Off. And now my girlfriend has herself, what she doesn't know yet, a cute, personalized wine bag. So surprise, surprise, that was even a lot simpler than I thought it was going to be to do. And I'm very impressed with it. You have this side, which feels like, and you can see the material underneath, it feels like there's nothing there, absolutely nothing. You hear the crinkling of the inside page because I haven't taken it out yet. So there's nothing, it feels like you could, like that, okay? And then I have her name on the other side with regular iron-on vinyl. And this side is the Infusible ink. So yeah, it's wonderful, and I know she's going to love it. Absolutely know she's going to love it. And if she's lucky, I just might even put a bottle inside it. So make sure you join me when we do the iron-on HTV t-shirts for my grandsons. And like I said, the vinyl has come from the Vinyl Menagerie. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like all of my videos, hit that notification button. All my affiliate links will be below. Thank you so much for all your support, because without it, this channel would never exist. Take care, guys, and until next time, happy crafting.